Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Parcel Simulator. Now if you've been keeping up with the series, I've got all of this set up. These three gates are all set up to work. I had a bit of a problem over here with the merging of all these declined lines. So I came up with a little solution to basically balance what's going out on this line, and hopefully that works. So the way it's set up now is this has double the volume coming through on a single line through here as compared to this side, which is only one gate. So that will come through. This will send two through this merger, which was the problem. And I cut down a couple of junctions as well. Hoping this will work, we'll see. I've connected it to this one over here because very, very little seems to come out of here, so not too worried about that. But the next major challenge is this rack was not receiving the parcels as quickly as it could, and that caused a backup on this line, which backed everything up and then completely messed up the whole system. So we've got to sort that out. And I'd also like to then also start on this side with getting this setup updated to the new setup. So we have a lot to do. Let's get stuck in. The big problem is we have rail coming in from here. It goes in, it joins up to the rail coming from that side. So this is going to be a big problem, this little junction. But then further down the line, this all merges into a single belt coming from this setup. Another large problem. So I'm going to change this. I've been thinking about how I'm going to do it, and I am a little short of space, but I think I may be able to do something with multiple entry points into that rack system. It's going to take a little bit of fiddling, I think, but I was thinking of using a smart splitter somewhere along the line, and perhaps I'll use that over here, but then getting at least two sets of three to load and unload quickly. If they back up on the shelves, that's not really a problem. Problem will be is if they back up onto the belt, and I'm not sure that my solution is going to be a good one. Yeah, the thing is, all of the rail packages currently are merging into this one point, and that is just not fast enough. I'm going to start by packing up a couple of these, moving them out the way, and see if we can get the entry sorted out over here. And maybe I'll have three separate belts come in. Or, if I change this to a smart splitter, let this side handle... Ooh, maybe not, I don't know, there's so much coming from this side. I would have liked to have had this separated into a different belt. So, like, all the stuff coming in from here, go into one, and then everything coming from that side through this cargo sorter coming in on a separate belt, and then that one on its own belt. Now that one is easy because I can basically just break the belt over here and shove it in there. That would be fine. The other two are a bit of a problem because of the space over here. But I think I actually have a solution that might work. So let's move this out of the way, and we'll take that out, and that... and that, and that. And I'll just stack these out of the way here. So if I move this loader right here and put that into there, and then I bring this belt, I'll take that down, bring that over here for a second, have this belt bend like that. I could bring this one through. Now these are gonna change. There'll be three in and then three out on the other side. So this needs to move as well. So let's take that to the other side and then grab this, I think this one, yep. We'll take that over to here. Each of these will be loading a rack individually. I think this will work. And then I'll move that across to there, that to there. I take this one out. This will go somewhere around here, like that. There's going to be twists and turns all over the place, but that is fine. Then this can go right there. So everything from that line will come into this rack. Everything coming from the old area, talking about rail, will come through this line and head straight into this rack. And then I need to put a straight bit over here. Then I'll need three bends, and I'll grab another straight bit and stick that in here to fill this gap. So everything from there comes in here. Everything from the far side comes through that purple belt onto that piece of rack. This is correct because everything coming from these two gates will come through on this line. It will zip around and plug into there. Hey, this might actually work. And I have a couple of belts lying around, so let's do this. So that goes in there. That can go in there, and I need one more bend. I think I'm going to be doing away with bends on the other side. At least some of them. Because this output will come out over here now. So I can grab this one and finish this side off. Just like that. So that's 3 coming into these 3 racks. And then I need to get rid of them. I need to move this tree out of the way. I'll just put it over there. And I need a smart splitter. Let's go and see if I've got one lying around somewhere. Actually, no, I need a merger. And I have no mergers. So it's off to the shop we go. And we'll get one of those. I don't know if I'm going to need anything else. Maybe I'll get 2. Right, so we have our merger. This can come out like that. This will have to be flipped and put in there. Then, do we put it into another 3? Yeah, I'm not sure how far I need to take the 3s down. So we'll put that bend over there. And then, I mean, that should be able to handle a bit of the backup. Well, it'll be a test. We'll see. So then it goes back to the normal route where it goes 1, 1, 1. That means that this shelf will back up. Now, maybe I should do this twice. Yeah, let's do that twice. I'm going to take this unloader out. More trees will need to move. This loader can come out, and then this unloader can go in here. Just like that. This will have to be flipped around. That's the wrong way, isn't it? No, that's the right way. Then this can come out. I need to go and fetch that other merger that I bought. And I think I might probably be one short. So that will come to there, and then that one will go to there. So they come in there, 3 at a time. They go to that side 3 at a time. I need a smart splitter over there. I need to take this one over there as well. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work, but hey, if it does, what a winner. This will need to go into there, so I need a couple of straight bits over here. And then it'll go in a single line, so it'll slow down, but I'll at least have a few racks of backup. So I need about 4 straight bits. That's not one of them. And a smart splitter. Right, so that's 1 smart splitter in the basket. And I'll just get a bunch of these. I'm going to use them anyway. And check out. Then I can go and pick them all up. So this should finish that section. Then we can give it a good solid test. Right, so the smart splitter goes in here. I really hope this actually works. Because we have a couple of days. In fact, one of them is today. Where these are going... Oh, actually, it's the right day to test all of this. Because it's Saturday, so... There's no rail today, which means that I can pause this belt. A good thing I checked. It would have been a bit of a problem. So that finishes it on this side. And then on this side, it's just 2 more bits. And that's it. So let me just check my logic. We don't need to smart split this lot because they're all coming in on separate lines. They're filling these racks. Then they're coming out. They're merging. They're going over to here. They're smart splitting. So that kind of balances it. And then on the other side, they merge again, and then they swing through and they do that. So I expect that there's going to be a backup over here at some point, but the racks should be able to handle as a buffer. So we can run the day, we can get this out of the way. So I think we can run the day. We're going to see if that solution works, but also we'll give this another test, because I don't think I've run a full day with this setup like that. I think this will be better. So let's open the gates and see what happens. Yeah, most of the time, everything works pretty well until about midday, and if something's going to go wrong, that's when we'll start seeing it. And then I'm going to try and stand out of the way of all the ramps. Oh boy, immediately there's a problem. This is stuck. There's a problem over here. Yeah, this is not the first time a parcel's been stuck on this piece of belt. So I'm going to have to watch out for that, because that'll very quickly back this whole lot up. Okay, the road is going fine. We've got no backup on these racks as yet, and they are getting through and they're going out. That's good. This solution is still not really working. I might need to find a way to split this up somehow. Yeah, it's already backing up. Man, this is not going to work. Ah, well, that's a bit of a bummer. There's like double stops. Yeah, although this happens in waves, so maybe it'll be okay. We just got to keep clearing as much as possible. In the meantime, the rail setup that we've got is working absolutely fine. And this is the one that's backing up the worst. This bit over here. Let's keep an eye on that and see how it goes. Well, for the build on that side, the outgoing lines over here, the declined lines over here are not going to really be impacted because those declines all go out the other gate. So whatever happens here happens, and if we're able to survive a day without it backing up here, then we are absolutely golden. Oh boy. Still many hours to go, and this is backed up into the first machines now. So yep, this is still going to need some refining. Definitely just too many items merging into one. I might have a solution. It's probably gonna cause me to change a fair bit of stuff around here, or maybe even put a buffer rack back in there. Although, yeah, I'd need 3 inputs, so not sure. Definitely working, but there we go. We didn't even make it to 3 o'clock, and we backed up into that gate. So this is something I'm going to have to work on. So one solution could be to split out half of the stuff that's coming from this side to that gate. I have a little bit of space to work with, but I don't know how busy it's going to get in there yet. And this problem has come up again. So that is now fixed. I had to move that parcel that got stuck over here. There's something... Oh, you know what it is. I'm an idiot. Hang on. Let me just sort this out quickly. That's the wrong way around. Jeez, no wonder. Alright, well, that should fix that problem forever. Alright, back over here. This is still working. We got 15 minutes. The parcels have strangely started flowing out again. Slight stoppage. No, very slight. Okay, well, it half fixed itself, but none of the other gates were blocked up. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I definitely need to work on how I'm going to do this. And even though it looks very, very busy over here, this little system handled the excess rail without a problem. It's backing up on the belts on next to the racks, but yeah, that's fine. As long as it doesn't back into the system and block everything up. Perfect. Although, I got 48 failures. What the heck? What was that all about? Incorrect export door for air-type cargo. Whoa, there's something bad happened. I've got something going into the wrong place somewhere. That's air. Oh, wait. Oh, no. The air gate was open. I didn't check. That was the problem. Oh, that was just plain silly. Alright, well, little mistakes. Oh, and this is blocked up because something fell off the belt over here. So we'll get rid of that and dump it on the belt somewhere else. It's a good thing that didn't happen earlier in the day. That would have been even worse. Right, so with this being done, sort of, I can turn my attention to that side. And by doing that side, I might be able to sort out a bit of the problem that we're having over on this side. If I can find a way to get the declined belt through and share a half of what's coming through here, then basically it'll split these 5 gates between these declined gates. And that might help this side. We'll see. So I need to rip everything out over here, starting with these racks. So let's get rid of them, and I might as well just take down everything. And there you have it. So now I'll start the rebuild. So we'll take the first one and swing it around. We'll get a bend, put that in. Straight belts, I think we need to go 5 across. And maybe I can do more for safety if I have the space, but I can add that on later. And then I can bend these like that. 2 more straight pieces. Good. And a bend out in this direction like that. Good. Then I'm going to need a smart splitter over here. And I don't think I have any more lying around. But I will need to start packing a few things up. I'm going to start by finding all the machines. And have them on their own pallets, so I know where to find them when I'm looking for them. And I'll just dump them over here. And I'll just clear this area in front of this gate out because it's the first one I'm going to do. And we are full. Or are we? No, I can't load another one on. So that goes over there. So I'm going to grab the 2 sticker checkers. I think that's them. Yep, that's them. And then move them into position. This will go over there. I think I'm going to have the approved ones come down a central line in the middle. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. And then the declined ones... Yeah, so if the central line comes down, it's going to have to go out this way. Because there's no other option, then wrap around, and then and it's going to need to go to the declined line, or next to the declined line, considering maybe extending this, shifting this back this way slightly. Yeah, I feel like this one is supposed to be here, but I do need the space on the side. It's already moved over. Anyway, I need to flip this one and put it in like that. Maybe move it back to there. Yeah, so the smart splitter will bring it out into this one. And then this one, also sending the approved ones over this way, will step one back there. Needed to flip that. No, didn't need to flip it, just needed to turn it around. There we go. Okay, so this one will come through into there. I don't know, that seems off balance somehow. Yeah, this is not right. Okay, I think I know why. I need to pick this up and move it across like that. There we go. That's sorted. So we'll have a declined line coming through here. Oh, it's going to run down here. It's going to interfere with the approved line coming up. And there'll always be more approved than declined. So maybe merging the approved ones onto one line is a mistake. I'll have the approved ones come out. Then I don't have to worry about a declined line going through here. Because I still need to hop over this and the ramp will take it up to there. I should move this entire thing one up. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Just like that. But then I need to flip these around because then the approved ones will come around the outside. And I think, yep, those are laid out right now. And it'll give me a bit more space. Hopefully that will give me enough space to make this work. This is going to be tricky because it's a little bit tight. So this approved line will need to go out like that, and there'll be a line coming through here for that to join. And then I have space to bring the declined line split out from there through here and around the back, because I still also need to bring the other approved line around, also at the back, to tie into this approved line. Ah man, they're going to join anyway. It's going to get busy. But I mean, I did it over here with these two, so it should be fine. So that's where that will go, and then there'll be another one over here, and then this will go as far up as I can with that, and then that way to join this line. Or maybe not even, oh no, it goes straight in here. So this actually needs to be a merger because I'm going to push that through there. And then the declined ones coming from that side can just do, there won't be as many, so I think I could get away with a ramp over here instead of jumping it. Hey, this could work. So let's get a smart splitter, and maybe I will cut this one back one, or maybe extend this out rather. Just give that space on the belt. So to there. Then I'll need two more straight bits to finish. Oh, no. Put that in there. Put that in there. That one in. Smart splitter to there. Okay, that'll split out both ways. This bend will take that to there. Straight bit in to there. This bend can go into this machine, and I just need a couple more straight pieces. So that one and that one. Superb. Stage 1 not completely completed, but not bad. I need to find ramps. There's one. This will come over and jump onto this belt. Ooh, I hope I haven't messed this up. I need the space. It's going to be so tight. There's one more straight piece needed over there. Now, I think this is going to go straight into a merger, and I'll be able to check out the spacing. So this one goes over here. It gets flipped because declines are going that way. That means I've got some space over on this side. And then I can do this entry gate. So we'll shift these boxes over. That comes out, and then we're going to swing it in that direction, just like that. And then we will have 6 spaces before the next bend. And this is actually going to land up meeting right there. Yep. If I'm going to do this the same way, yep, that is where it's going to go. So, yep, no gap coming through the door. I suppose I could bring it back one, but I'd have to see what happens with volumes. It's nice to have that extra space on the conveyor. That means this bend will be right there. Actually, I could bring this back a bit. I could probably take this one back a bit as well. Yeah, let me do that. And there we go. Better, and we have a small walkway through here. And not like it makes any difference because we immediately walk into a roadblock. And then I can have my smart splitter right there. This will have an input from that side. This one will go in there. So I will start doing that. And with this ramp coming out over here, yeah, it is tight. It is tight, but it fits. But that is basically done. Could grab this junction and bring it down. Now, I don't see any way that I could bring a line through this side. So the approvals will have to go around that way. So if I put that over there and grab a bend and put that over there, yep, we should be good. Now, I don't expect too many more challenges in the setup until I get to the end, where I need to bring the approved line around and bring the declined belt through. That will be fun. So when I get there, because I mean, you've seen me set that side up. When I get there, I'll be back. And I'm finally done. So basically, it's the same setup as we had on this side, where each gate goes into a set of 2. It gets split into 2 sticker checkers. Those feed directly into weight checkers, which feed directly into cargo type checkers, with a few ramps and stuff in between. And then they go down the line, country, serial number, stamp, and content. And on this one, I have the declines going down the middle, because I figure there's less declines than approved. So a belt would be able to handle that. That feeds in to this little setup that I managed to squeeze in because we did have the space. And that will sort out the declined side. The approved side, well, this one comes around and I do a little jump over here, goes onto this belt and then merges with the approved ones all the way down here. And that heads, oh, I've missed a couple of belts. Wow, for all the checking that I did, let me just sort those out very quickly. So I'm going to need a straight conveyor and a corner, and I can check out. I'll just put those in very quickly. And that one goes out there. And just because I'm nervous, I will check. Yep, I did it on this side. That's all good. So yeah, they merge together over here, and then they head through the system. Now this line, the way I set it up, has its own cargo type diverter for the road and rail and everything else, so that should be fine. That should work. But I see a problem coming. It's Sunday morning. Rail is still not working for a whole day, and this rack is over half full. So I did do the changes. This didn't actually need to be a junction, but that's fine. So 3 go in, 3 come out, go into another 3. So that first part gets through very quickly and clears the belts. That's important. The concern is that there's too much. And once these racks fill up, there's nowhere for it to go. But we're going to have to run the test and see how it goes. So back on this side, everything looks fine. I need to upgrade these new belts while I'm thinking about it. There we go. I think I have everything. I found a few belts the wrong way around, and I fixed them. And I had quite a lot of belt upgrading to do because there's a whole bunch of new belts in here. The one thing I haven't upgraded was this little ramp, because I want that to just hop over this belt without slowing anything down. So that's where we are. We may as well open the day and test this out and see how the day goes. And I'll point out any issues that we have. In the meantime, I just need to make sure that this is going to work, because this is the first run of this belt. And that little ramp works perfectly. That's great. So there goes the box. All of these are moving. Oh yes, another thing that I did while this is running. Because we were having little bits of issues with the outgoing belt on this side, the declined belt, what I did was I put a splitter on this line. So it's going to send half of the parcels from this side down this way, which means that we're basically getting 2.5 gates worth of declines on each side, on each declined gate. So that's hopefully going to help slow this down, make sure that we don't have too much of a backup. But I think I have this issue over here pretty much resolved. I mean, it's early in the day still. It hasn't had a chance to back up, but I am hoping that this little intersection doesn't cause a problem. Obviously, just going to keep an eye. So everything seems fine on this side. It all seems to be running fairly smoothly. All the declines are flowing out. There's a constant line, but they're moving, so it doesn't seem to be holding up the belts. Excellent. The rest of it is good. No obvious holdups. Back over on this side, and see how we're doing here. I'm very worried about this rail thing. Those racks are almost full already. We do have a bit of space, but I think that this setup, I designed it for the original throughput, but this throughput is now quite a lot faster. And that means that there are not enough racks to store all the rail stuff for 2 days. But as long as we don't back up to the gates, that's all that I'm really concerned about. Oh, and I'm seeing a problem. What's going on? Ooh, hang on. Is there something the wrong way around? We're backing up over to here. Oh dear. Oh, there's a problem here somewhere. Oh, a box fell. That's an approved... I wonder... Oh, I think maybe I got in the way of that. So this is other, so I'm just going to pop it down on that line and let it carry on, and then that'll split to the roadside over there. It did cause a little bit of a backup, but nothing catastrophic. This is a problem. What's going on here? Oh, it's just because of this ramp. Okay, another thing to keep an eye on. Still not really affecting anything too badly. And it's clear. That's good. No problems there. Good stuff. Still a backup. That line is trying to recover. Yeah, I'm just... Oh, boy, there's a problem here. Oh, as a result of that little mistake over there, that box that fell off, this is backed up and now this is starting to jump. I'm thinking that maybe there's not in... These are coming out pretty slowly, so maybe I can replace this jump with a bridge, because this is going to cause us some errors. It is sort of clearing up. Yeah, it looks fine. We are clearing up now. In fact, I can put these back on the belt. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, that line is clearing up. I saw something else fall off a belt over there. What was that? Okay, yep, here's the problem. We are backed up on the rail. And as a result of that rail backup, we've backed up the road. Yep. Well, you fix one problem, creates another. That's okay, the day is almost over. That's not working. This one just jumped onto another belt that it shouldn't have been on. I will need to do some manual work over here just to clear this line. Yeah, the problem will be fixed tomorrow. This side is done. Okay, there's not much more coming through from there, so... Yeah, that... Oh no, what happened? Why did this stop? Oh, just when I thought I had everything under control. You are supposed to be going that way. The belts are in the right direction. You're just being a pain. Wait. This got blocked up. That's just not flowing out fast enough. All the declined ones. Oh, well, gosh, that's a crying shame. It's not a matter of these not getting through fast enough. They are going through fast enough. It's just having that junction. But wait. There's a parcel stuck over there. Was that the cause? Oh, I see. Oh, I see what I've done. Hang on. I think I might have put this smart splitter the wrong way around. Hang on. Let's pick that up. Oh, no. No, I couldn't have put it the wrong way around. Oh, now there's a package on the floor, so nothing's going to move. A pain in the butt. And I can't reach that. Oh, man. And this is just going to keep happening. Have I got maybe that bend the wrong way around? That's probable. No, I don't. It's the right way around. That's the right way around. Why are you sticking? Well, that's odd. Okay, so maybe it wasn't a problem of too many parcels coming down that way. And I've got two errors. Darn it. What the heck is wrong here? Those are definitely in the right direction. Yeah, something went very wrong over here. And I don't know what it is. Because we've got two of these incoming ports. Maybe I just need to rebuild them. Yeah, I think that might have been the issue. Let's see if that fixes it. Come on, move. Go through. No, again it's stuck. The heck. Those two loaders are not working. If I pick this up, put it back, does that change anything? I have absolutely no idea. So I've picked everything up, I've put it back down. It wouldn't be caused by anything on this side. So let's drop this down, and this one, and this one, and see what happens. No, they just will not go into the rack. So yeah, it wasn't a problem with too much, it was a problem with not enough coming through here because of this. Darn it, and I have no idea what the reason is. Let's take this out. Is it the position? Too close to the wall? Not a clue. So let's take that out, and put this one over there. And then put this one there, and let's see what happens. Okay, middle one's still stuck. Both of those... Oh, that one went through. So, it might just be that these two loaders are glitched. So I'm going to pack them up and get them out of here. And I'm actually just going to buy another two and check out, and I will go and fetch them and install them, and I have nothing to test. Well, I do have something to test them with now. I'll give that a whirl. Alright, there's the second new one. I only have that one to test it with. Let's see if that goes through now. Okay, now it works. Well, we're going to have to run another day and see how it goes. Look at the mess we've got over there, my word. No wonder I've got errors. This is nightmare fuel. There are so many piled up. I'm going to need a whole bunch more racks. I have no idea how I'm going to set them up. But we've got a few days to sort it out. So I'm going to end this day and then open up the rail gate for Monday, and we'll see how it goes. And it's the new day. Let me open that gate. Alright, let this stuff start flowing through now. And I'm going to wait for this belt to completely clear before I do anything further here. Because I'm stumped. I'm probably going to need, I don't know, maybe another 3 racks? No idea where I'm going to put them though. Well, perhaps there is a solution. I can move these out. I don't need to move them out all the way. Just the first 3. I think I could do something like that. Yeah, but first I want this to clear. I want to run a whole day with the rail line open. And make sure that that through flow actually works before I get myself too excited about adding more onto it. So let this finish and I'll be right back. We are all clear, and I made a few changes while I was waiting for it to clear. I put a couple of smart splitters in here because I noticed that it was just a little bit slow to load on a single line. Hopefully this will spread the load a little bit, so it will spread it between the 3. Now, also I had a look down on this side, and if I move belts around over here, I think I could fit in 3 more racks. That might save us. And I'll do that during the week. But I first want to see what a normal day will do, and just make sure that these belts don't back up, because there's quite a bit coming through here, but there's also quite a bit coming through here. So this is going to be an interesting thing to watch. Hopefully it works and nothing backs up. If it doesn't back up, that's fine. Then it means I can extend that without a problem. Otherwise, I need to find another solution for this little area. Another concern I have is the maritime. Because if we have a look at cargo type, maritime is only tomorrow. We need enough space for another day here. And I don't know if I've got it. Now, I have space that I could extend this a little bit if I move things around. That's going to be a bit of a problem. But I could put the racks the other direction, I think. It'll still be a challenge to get it, so as long as this doesn't overflow, because, wow, it's just one problem after the other. And this is basically the backup for 3 days, which seems a little low. Anyway, gates are open. We'll keep an eye on things, make sure that these are actually going through. Yeah, I did remember to upgrade the new ones. So let's just check that all of them work. That's loading. The far one is stuck. Oh, come on now. And it's not even going to the middle one. This is, oh, you know why? Let's pick that one up. There's a parcel on the floor. Need to move that out of the way. Oh, there are a couple buried. Oh, jeez, and before I get a chance to put it down, another one falls in the hole. Right, that's going as well. Temporarily. Dump these on the belts. Pick that up. Put that one back there. And then this bend back in. Like that. Let's see if this works now. There we go. All 3 are loading. Maybe those other ones weren't loading because of those parcels that were lying on the floor. Huh. Weird. Anyway, just got to keep an eye on this line. It looks like it's flowing relatively smoothly now. It's just got to keep going. If this backs up, then I don't know. I don't have another solution. But no, it looks like it is emptying out. Oh, that's a relief. Okay. Any other problems? Let's run around and go and have a look. Especially at the rail, and see if that new system is handling. Alright, everything is flowing. We've got a stoppage. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Now, for some reason, this is not working. It does turn down. Have I got this the wrong way around? I might have. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I might have had that pointing in the wrong direction. Okay, and this is all moving now. Very nice. Wait, what's going on here? Hello? Well, I don't really have an answer for this one. This one did back up all the way to the gate. Alright, well, I don't know what the problem was. Thing just got stuck there. Otherwise, rest of it seems to be working. And this will take a moment, but hopefully it'll clear. Yeah, it's starting to flow through a little bit better on this side. Good. And good. And this is clearing. Super. Still a bit congested over here, but it looks like it is catching up. Okay, happy with that. Let's go and have a look over here again. Yep, this is all clearing perfectly. It's going to take a look over on this side and figure out what the heck the problem is here now. Oh, for goodness sake. You know, if you're not watching the whole time... Now this has just stopped working. Why? There's no reason why that shouldn't be working. Absolutely none. And it's also not even going straight. It's just going to the one side again. Now this is just annoying. And everything's backed up again. Okay, come on, do something. And every time a package comes, it just blocks this whole thing off. Alright, I'm just going to load these onto the shelves. And that just blocked everything. Now this is going to come through. That's going to go. And they're all going in that direction. This is just not doing it. Well, it's the end of the day. We had blockages, we had backups. Now I have no idea what to do here. I have everything sorted. This is all right. And it's just for some reason, these just glitch out. Yep, they just basically just stop working. I don't see anything on the floor underneath them. It may be that there is something there, I don't know. But maybe it's something under the ground. Not a clue. So now everything's going through one port, and that is causing a backup that causes all of this, and now this is glitched. In the meantime, the other side is all cleared, and it looks nice. And everything worked. Pretty smoothly, actually. But alas, on this side, it's just an entire mess. I mean, there's nothing. I've rebuilt the rack. I've rebuilt all of this, and it just keeps bugging out. Alright, well, I'm going to clear these manually. I don't have an answer to this. I need this to work. Otherwise, as you can see, the system falls apart. But I really don't know what to do. So, that is it. I'm done. I really enjoy this game. And it looks like our maritime actually managed to handle everything. Only just. I mean, I've got like 2 spaces left on this rack before it started backing up. That's fine. Tomorrow's maritime day. So that'll clear out. I don't necessarily need more racks for maritime. It looks like I'm pretty safe because maritime will only go out again on Wednesday. So I have enough space. If this trend is anything to go by, I should have enough space to handle the extra parcels until Wednesday. This is all working. I'm all happy with that. That's working fine. No issues. Obviously a couple of glitches here and there. If you're not watching the whole time, things tend to happen. But yeah, if the belts are going to glitch, there's no point in carrying on. Because this is critical to the entire system, as is pretty much everything else. But this is very critical because it carries out all the decline stuff down this line. And if this stops working, like it did a couple of times, this whole setup stops. And then there's no point in even carrying on. I have no other solution to this. So that's it. If you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. And have you experienced these little glitches that I'm having? I don't know if it's maybe something to do with just having too many belts, but I'm pretty sure that other people have had worse. So, not sure. Thought I had everything nicely balanced. Everything does work. I mean, the system flows. Everything can get out of the gates if there aren't any problems. So I think my setup is fine. Obviously, more testing required on the rack capacity for the rails, but that's, I think, fairly easy to resolve by moving belts around and adding more racks in over here. And if these issues do get resolved, then I will do more on this. But I mean, we did 1,040 today, and this was just a regular Monday. No maritime, no air freight, but then we did have a heck of a lot of rail that needed to go out after the weekend. Anyway, we'll see how it goes in the future. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, cheers!